Hey friends, this is Prokopis from Effective Music Practice, and today I will address a question that I have heard numerous times over my years of being a guitar teacher. And that is, do I really need to learn all the notes on the fretboard? This question doesn't even exist in most other instruments, but on the guitar, learning the notes and learning them well, being fast at locating them, can be a demanding project. I mean, on the piano, any kid that has done a single lesson knows where all the C's are. But you get guitar players that have been playing for years and can even be very good, talented players, and they may have some trouble locating all the C's because they're all over the place. So this is a fair question. Should every guitar player invest the time and effort to learn all the notes? Now, you may assume that you know my answer because I have a free mini course called Fretboard Memorization Toolbox. Many of you may have it already. So that would indicate that I'm all for learning the notes on the fretboard. But perhaps you'll be surprised when I tell you my thoughts on this. You can probably already tell that this is not a simple yes or no proposition. So stay with me through this video and you may get some answers to important questions about the guitar that you never thought to ask. But first, I'll explain my own personal view as a guitar player on questions like this. This applies to me and everyone else that has the same goals as me. I am a guitar teacher, so I tend to explore everything that has to do with the guitar. So to me personally, this is actually a meaningless question because I'm the kind of player who wants to know as much as possible about this wonderful instrument. Most of the time, I don't even wonder about the benefits or the immediate usefulness of learning something like this. I consider knowing the notes basic knowledge on any instrument. But I recognize that not everyone is like me. Effective practice means choosing to spend your time on things that give you quick results and give you maximum progress in minimum time according to your goals. This is a very important point. You need to judge your practice choices according to your goals. So for example, if a person's goal is to strum chords in the open position and sing a few songs, then why would they bother to learn things like the notes up the fretboard or learn to read musical notation and things like that? They would never need these skills and they would be wasting time that could be better spent. So if a player or a guitar student decides that this is what they want, to play chords, open position chords and sing, and they come to me with this question, I would advise them to spend their time on other things that would help them reach their goals more effectively. But I assume that since you are following my lessons, you're also interested in things like lead soloing and improvisation, and other things beyond playing open position chords and playing simple songs. And that's where knowing the notes starts to become a consideration. Although again, the degree of importance of this for your personal goals may vary. So let's look at another example, another type of guitar player. Let's say you're into using the string fragment system to improvise freely all over the fretboard. In this case, knowing the location of the root note for your scale becomes a big priority. For example, if you're soloing in the key of, B flat, then the faster you are at locating all the B flats on the fretboard, the easier it will be for you to jump around different fretboard areas and map your mode or arpeggio or pentatonic or whatever structure on the B flat that's in that area using SFS. So the combination of SFS and effortless quick knowledge of where the root notes are allows you to navigate the fretboard freely. Here's an example of me playing some simple blues scale stuff on every B flat. So in order to jump around and do this, I needed to know where the B flats were and know them really well. This becomes even more important if you're improvising through songs that require switching scales because of the chord changes. In these cases, you need to instantly locate the new root note that's close to where you're already playing, so that you can smoothly transition between scales without interrupting your solo to relocate. That's one of the things we learn to do in SFS Pentatonics 2, navigating chord changes. So these are examples of cases where knowing the notes on the fretboard is essential, at least the notes that are the roots for the scales you are using. Now imagine another player that just wants to play some bar chords and maybe likes to play some simple pentatonic licks using the most popular and easy pentatonic box shape. Most people call this pattern number 1 or something, but in my way of teaching using SFS, we don't think in terms of box patterns, so I don't really have a name for it. But you know what I'm talking about. It's the pentatonic fingering that almost everyone has learned at some point. Bar chords based on the 6th string and also this pentatonic shape require that you know the root note on the 6th string in order to place them correctly. So here's a simple A flat major bar chord and a C major and an F sharp and maybe a B flat minor pentatonic, C sharp minor pentatonic. In all these cases, I'm moving these shapes around using the root notes on string 6. So if a player wants to just do this, I will recommend that they learn the notes just on string 6. Maybe string 5 as well if they want to learn the root 5 versions of these shapes. So again, in order to answer whether or not you should want to learn all the notes depends on what you plan to do with them. You want fretboard freedom and want to fly everywhere using SFS in all keys? Get the Fretboard Memorization Toolbox and learn your notes using the drills, which by the way are a lot of fun. The whole thing feels like a game, not like trying to memorize a boring grid of notes. Are you the bar chords player? Get the toolbox and use just the drills for string 6. It's free anyway, so you shouldn't worry that you're investing in something that's too advanced. Again, it's a fun and easy way to learn. But what if you're the open chords player? Then relax and forget about learning something that's not useful to you right now. You can reconsider later if you decide to take a different direction in your playing. Now, there is one more category of player I want to describe to you, but when I do, that will open a whole new can of worms, so I decided to make a separate video for that. If you're interested in understanding the nature of the guitar deeper, I recommend that you watch it. It's called Can I Improvise Without Learning Scale Shapes? And I plan to upload it in the next few days, so keep an eye out. If you have subscribed to my YouTube channel, then you should get a notification when I upload new lessons. I'm sure you'll find it very interesting and will introduce you to a whole new way of looking at music that's common to other instruments but very uncommon among guitar players. But until then, let me know what you think in the comments. Get the free Fretboard Memorization Toolbox if you need it, and remember to enjoy your practice and be effective.